Hafaday, Talofalava, bonjour, and greetings from Guam, host of the 12th Festival of Pacific Arts. I'm Josh Tikanko. I'm here at the main festival village site in the capital city of Agatna. It's still fairly early, but the place is starting to buzz with life as delegates and visitors are starting to arrive, and they are eager to find out what's going on in all the different huts. There are over 20 disciplines in the traditional, literary, performing, and visual arts, one of which is the ancient practice of making traditional outrigger canoes.
Well, the action continues here at the 12th Festival of Pacific Arts, and we're enjoying beautiful weather here in the capital city, of course, Hagatmia, in Guam, host country for the 12th Festival of Pacific Arts. And we've been touring around the area, not only in the main village, but also in the satellite venues, bringing you what's on showcase at this fantastic festival. And now we're just by the sea, beautiful location as well, just outside the Paseo Stadium. And this is where they're having the traditional arts exhibition and demonstrations. And now we're going to check out the traditional demonstration of outrigger making. And we're joined by the master carver all the way from Kosrae. And Larry, how's it going so far?
Good. We're trying our best to complete as you can see at the back, the canoe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand you're a master carver, and just tell us a bit about the history of traditional canoe making back in Kosrae.
If I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you only a few of what I know. This is, the main transportation that we have on the island. And it's very important to the people of Kosrae.
Has this, the art of outrigger canoe making been in your family for generations? Tell us a bit about the tradition, particularly in your family and from the island that you're from. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. My father is a canoe maker, and I learned how to make canoe from my father. Yeah.
How young were you when you learned?
I was very little. I was in the elementary level, like 7th grade, and I started to learn how to make canoe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us a bit about the canoe that you was demonstrating at the moment. What type of canoe is this, and what is it used for?
This type of canoe we use used to transport things from place to place, like that. Yeah.
Back home in Kosrae, do you have different types of canoes, or is this sort of the main type of canoe that you make back home?
This is the only type of canoe that we have on the island. Yeah, all over the island, we build this type of canoe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about back home. Is the tradition still alive and well, or like other places, is it in danger of being lost?
This is one of the skills that we keep on doing today. We inherit this from our ancestors. Yeah.
Okay. Tell us a bit about the history of your ancestors in terms of seafaring, and how they used these boats in the past.
This type of canoe it can be built as larger than the one over there. Yeah, it can be big. Like it can take about 20 people. Yeah, and they use it to travel from place to place, because this is the only type of transportation that we have long time ago. Yeah.
So what type of wood would you say is this particular outrigger canoe made from?
As you can see, this type of log is redwood tree, yeah, that we use here. But back home we have different type of plants that we use for canoe. Yeah.
What are the other types of plants that you use?
I don't really know the scientific name, but we call it in our language ka. Yeah.
Just tell us a bit about yourself. I understand you're a master carver. Do you sort of build canoes only for traditional use, or have you sort of ventured into sort of a business as well in terms of canoe making?
Yeah, sometimes we do that. We build canoe for, we sell them. Yeah, we sell them to people who need. Yeah.
Would you say that you've sort of helped in passing on this knowledge? How have you helped pass on this knowledge to perhaps your kids and the younger generation about this very important art?
This is one of the skills that we've been doing now. Actually, we're trying to help the children to learn how to build the canoe that we have.
So have a lot of kids taken up to it?
Yeah.
Just before we let you go, Anne-Larry, is there anything else that you would like to mention as far as the importance maybe of canoe making back home in Kosrae?
Yeah, participating in this event is I am very excited to be in this occasion. So when I go back, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna encourage others or promote this. Actually, the building of local canoe.
And welcome back. Just as our different cultural chants, dances, and songs showcase the beauty of our Pacific Islander heritage, so too do our traditional costumes. Let's head to Paseo Stadium now, where we'll look at a fashion show that features our unique traditional attire.
With the traditional wear, this is what we have in Tonga. And the first look, because given the time from the organizers, the first look we wanted to focus on was the Valalotu, because Christianity is probably one of the biggest influences in our traditional society. So when the missionaries came, there were a few changes to what we wore and what was acceptable. And in the eyes of Tongans, we wear our best for Sundays. So that's something that is commonly seen throughout Tonga, and we wanted to share it with the crowd. That's why we started it with the Valalotu. Now, the biggest day, of course, for young ladies or young maidens' day is the wedding day. So we decided to do the Tuvala. There's actually different occasions that requires different mats. But we did the Tuvala because this actually signifies that the woman has been pure and is deserving of a grand occasion such as a Tuvala. What I understood and has been told us is that it's not about the number of the mats, it's the type of the mats, the fine weave, if it's an heirloom, how old it's been kept, how rare it is. That's where the value is. It's not so, and also the way it's folded, so that it shows what kind of mats are there. So the ladies' mats or Tauvala is usually finer, it's softer. I think this one is always intriguing for a lot of people, because in every funeral in Tonga, you can actually walk in and immediately tell, this funeral, she must be the fahu. And you can tell simply by looking at the ta'avala that they're wearing and their appearance. So tonight we had the fahu played by one of the models. Her ta'avala is a bit lighter. It's not as massive, and the weave is finer. You can even have a little color in it. Her hair is combed how she likes it. She can wear lipstick if she likes. She's from the superior side. Your fahu is normally your father's auntie, or the descendants of father's auntie. We also showcased what people wear if they're close, if it's their father or someone very close to the deceased. So their mat is bigger and it's more coarse because it should show that they're more uncomfortable. And then the final look that we did for the funeral party was the Leongi, or the most inferior. And you know, their hair is left unkempt, but it shows how you actually honor the deceased by being more humble.
We are very fortunate that Joe and Ray Valora were able to create amazing indigenous looks, about 10 looks, featuring some how indigenous lingerie could have looked like back in the past with the first model. And the model actually also had a poxy skirt, which was hand woven, and it was a net actually. So the artist kind of reinterpreted the net to become a dress. Then the next one that came out was, I know, was a warrior, and emphasized in his breastplate, which was a turtle chest plate. He also had a staff that kind of was an idea of how we imagine a warrior's staff would be, where either it may be a spear or a club, which the model had a club with him. Then we were able to present jewelry between a mother and daughter look. We had a young woman and a young lady presented tapun agagat. For us, that would be the orange spondylus. It is a very prized, a very valued shell. Back in the old days, we kind of considered those shells to be a currency. So we'd either barter our necklaces or the shells as a way to get either produce or for marriage and all that kind of stuff. Then we also display different kinds of tapun, different types of spondylus, from the bright orange like tapun agagat to a candy cane, which is a purple spondylus. And that purple spondylus is actually a lot harder to find here on Guam, so it's actually considered to be a lot more valued, more than the orange spondylus. Then we also had presentations from our cone shells, our purple cone shells, and we called that tapun lila, which lila is purple and tapun is the shell that's used. Then after the tapun lila, we had a male presentation of a seafarer. So he had a paddle, using a paddle, and he also was adorned in a lot of tapun, more shell jewelry. Then after him, we also had another female fisherwoman presentation, where she was adorned in leon. Leon is actually the Chamorro word for sea urchin spines, where she was adorned along her necklace. Then she had the candy cane spondylus on her breast, and she actually had a really significant staff, which was which the tips were was actually marlin bone. And it's actually phenomenal how we were able to use bones for multiple different kinds of uses. And in that presentation, it was more so as spear tips.